Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Sasha. I love anything shimmery, sparkly, glittery, and especially colorful palettes and indie eyeshadow palettes specifically. Like, you guys. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Blenbunny All Done Up palette. So I'm really happy that I got this because, well, I recorded 2 eye looks earlier because it was a little loud. It was too loud. So please forgive me if there's still background noise, but the dog was barking too, the neighbor dog, so I couldn't record him. Like, you know what, I couldn't waste time, so I just went ahead and did 2 eye looks, and then I'm going to do a 3rd eye look right now. And I gotta say, I love this palette, so I'm going to talk about it. So this is my very first Blendbunny Cosmetics palette. The very first item I bought from them was the Noctilucent eye highlighter palette, and I am obsessed with this highlighter palette. Like, I am obsessed. I've used it like so many times. Like, look at that, especially this red shade. That's like my favorite one, the dreamlike shade. It's currently like the smallest palette they have right now. All their other palettes are pretty big, and the price for this one's only $36, so it's more affordable, and it's more like a neutral palette, but it has like colors. It's like my kind of neutral palette. Like, look at this, like the tones of this. Yeah, I love this palette, guys. This is a spoiler alert. Yeah, I really love this palette already. Like, I love it. So this has 20 shades, so 15 mattes. So I know it's a lot of mattes, but I find it forgiving because it's different tones. So the first row, it's more like pastel like, and then the other 2 rows, it's a little bit bolder and then dark colors, and then all the shimmers are down here. So I'm gonna show you guys the first swatches, like the not building them up. So yes, of course, the top shades, the pastel shades, they weren't really pigmented, but they weren't patchy or anything. Like, all the shades, they weren't patchy at all, so they are like really nice quality. So on my second set of building up the swatches, I didn't build up the shimmers at all, so I just left them alone, but I did build up the mattes on the second time, and the pastel shades do look better. The only lightest one, the shade, the yellow pastel shade Future, that one was like the lightest shade, so that one will probably take quite a building up. These are just pastel shades, and then the other 2 rows, they're just fine. They're beautiful built up. I love how Blenbunny does it. They always coordinate their palettes too. That's what I've noticed. So you have your greens, your orange, your yellow with a little bit of brown, the greens, and right here, well, that's like a white, but purple and black. So it's like very color coordinated, and then all the shimmers, it's like so satisfying to look at. I already have my eyelids prepped with my Dose of Colors concealer, and I'm recording the same day. I didn't want to take off my makeup again, so I just took off my eye makeup and kind of fixed it. So I did my best, guys. I didn't want to take off my makeup because I'm wearing like my NARS foundation. I didn't want to take it off and start over. But yeah, so I did my best to remove as much eye makeup I can. Besides mascara, the mascara's still kind of there. But yeah, let's do my 3rd eye look, and then I'm going to show you guys the 2 other eye look tutorials, and then give you guys my final thoughts. I'm going to go pretty dark. So let's start with the shade Pouty right here. The other 2 looks, they were very light, and it was like very easy to do those looks. So probably because it was more pastel like, but we're going to do a darker look in this one. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Now there's you guys might hear the background. I live near a school. It's a school where my daughter goes to, so we live nearby there. So I'm sorry, guys, I can't keep waiting like just to be able to record, so please forgive me. I do use a mic, but it's just the background noise, it just picks that up. Alright, so the mattes, you guys, are amazing to work with. So this is my first time using Blenbunny palettes formula, and I am in love. They're very easy to work with. The mattes, just so easy to blend, very soft, very easy to build up. Let's use the purple, guys. I just love that yellow, but this purple is so gorgeous. So let's see how well it blends with against that shade. Yeah, see, it's very nice. And I'm just gonna fade it out like right there. Pack it right there. Yeah, this one's gonna be darker, and I'm just gonna softly use that little bit leftover purple and just go over this line, the shade Pouty again. So the formula, it is soft, it is easy to work with. It's a little bit powdery, like mostly on the pastel shades. I mean, that's expected with pastel shades. So I built it up to my liking. I think I'm gonna just work with that purple a little bit. Let's use the knockout shade. So I'm thinking which light shade I want to use to diffuse it. So the pastel shades are really nice to help diffuse the shades, like in the outer corners. Really easy. You just kind of pat it in and just softly blend. So I feel like with this palette, it's very easy. Well, besides the darks, I think it's easy to help diffuse your eye looks towards the corners, because sometimes certain palettes make it difficult, so you have to go with the light hand. But this one, you don't have to try as hard, I would say. I'm gonna get a little bit of that purple and then just build up the purpleness right here, and then just add it like that. So just like a dot almost, and then softly like that. I'll probably fix it the line a little bit, but yeah, that's a nice combo. I don't want to do a halo look, but that's how it's looking. But I'm just gonna go over with the shimmers. Let's use the shade Accentuate. I think this is one of the brightest shimmers. I think this one's bright too, but let's use that one. I think that one's blue. So yeah, these are the only two are pretty similar. I mean, one's green, one's more blue. So I think I forgot which one's which. Yeah, the Shine is more green and the Accentuate is more blue. So I wanted more of a blue shimmer. So I'm just gonna put it over that dark matte. And I'm using my fingers. So what I've seen, notice that the fingers work better. So in my fast tutorials, you guys will see that I kind of had trouble like just putting on the brush. Like I wasn't building up like as much to my liking. So I think on my second eye look, I think I wet my brush. So if you see it working better with the brush, it's because I wet my brush. That's why. So I have to see how, when I edit it, where did I put my brush at. But yeah, this is really, really pretty. Yeah, wetting the brush does help, but I think fingers always best. And I think I'm just gonna use, I want another shade. I love this shade right here, the Starlit shade. It's like a grungy yellow, not super grungy, but it's a nice yellow. So I'm gonna use that shade. I'm just gonna pack it on right here. This was more smoother, like not as like super sparkly, but it's like more metallic finish almost. I mean, it's a metallic shimmer. So comparing to other shades, I'm just saying it's look more smoother. It's still coming out light, so I will build up the depth. So I didn't really play that much with the dark shades, I've just noticed, but I am definitely gonna play with it. I'm gonna use the shade, so I'm gonna use the shade Smoking right here. It's like a black shade. Well, it is like black, so we're gonna test it out how it applies. But we're just gonna build up the depth. I think I'm gonna get a smaller brush. It's like my crease brush. Yeah, okay, that looks like it's looking good. So let me just get a different brush, a denser, tapered brush. Oh yeah, so this black is good. You could probably build it up, but it's like an easy formula. But so far, so I'm just slowly trying to blend it. Try not to go too far out. I'm just slowly building it. So, and then I'm just gonna blend it right there. Okay, so the shade Look, love this purple. These shades are so gorgeous, the tones. Okay, and I'm just gonna add it, just kind of pat it in over the black. I think over the black it's may looking a little rough, so I think I'm gonna add back in that black again. I'm going too far out, so I'm just gonna use my sponge to work with the blending. So with the purple and black, it's kind of turning blue, like the gradient. So it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna add that black again, the Smoking shade. So I'm really liking how it's looking, like in between. It's looking really cool. Let's use the Unexpected shade. Yeah, I'm gonna use the Unexpected shade. And so when you're using the brushes onto the depending which brush, you may get some kickback to it. So they're like powdery. Though I love how soft and how easily I can blend them. Here's the orangey shade right here, pouting. Just to deepen up the corners, just like that. I don't know, we don't always need to use the inner corner, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think the only thing, I'm gonna get that pouty. Actually, I'm gonna get the shade Close Up. Yeah, so I don't feel like using, I know inner corners are cute, but I have a lot of the shimmer, so I'm just gonna add the shade, just lighten it up right here. So yeah, so this is like more colorful. I always go crazy with my colors. I try to make it look good though, all the time. And then I'll just put it right here too, just very lightly. Okay, so that's about it for this eye. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eye, probably change my lip, and then add a little bit different highlighter on top, even on my brow bone from my Noctilucent highlighter palette.
I need you closer, I want you and only you. Need you closer, I want you and only you. I want you and only you. I got nothing left to lose. So I'll keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. Oh, I need you closer, I want you and only you. Try to be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you, I was running in the dark. When you said this was goodbye, that's when I realized I can't live without, 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 I can't live without. So I keep waiting for you. It's the only thing that I can do to keep my composure. Oh, I need you closer, I want you and only you.
Here's my first two eye looks, and yeah, I know in the beginning I might have said that I was gonna do one eye look, but I decided to do two eye looks. I might as well, since I'm waiting for the background to be better. But yes, I am in love. I love this eye look, and this eye look is very unique that I've ever done, like the tones. Very pretty. And I did use my Blenbunny Noctilucent highlighter palette, so yeah, yeah, that's why you see a little more extra bling here. I added too much. I wish I had this on both eyes, but this is also really pretty. This is like my kind of neutral kind of eye look. So right here's my third eye look, and yeah, I love this one a lot more. I mean, I love the other two. They were like more wearable and they're very cute. I love the other two looks I created, but this look, you guys, I just love like dramatic looks. So now I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts about this palette. So first off, the formula. I think the formula is pretty easy to work with. The only thing with this third eye look, the first two eye looks were so easy to do. Like I had no trouble with those two, but this one, the only trouble I had was working, I think it was probably the purple fading out and the smoking shade, the black shade in this. I don't think this was the problematic one. I think it was this one mainly, but I was trying to blend them too. So I feel like the smoking shade was saving the purple. So I did my best to make them even. And I think blending it out, like blending out the smoking, I think it has like a green undertone, because look at that. Like I didn't even add green in, but it's looking like green with that black. We could try to diffuse it out, so let me just diffuse it out to see if it does give like a green like hue. So let me see. Yeah, it kind of looks like a little green, like it's black, but yeah, I could see why it's kind of diffusing out green, and then I guess on top of that purple. So maybe I'm just, because of those two colors. Let me set a purple shade real quick, because that's the only two I had trouble with. The purple shade in the, I think in my first look, no trouble, because I added in the transition, but blending it out, I mean, yeah, like it's really easy, but probably between the two shades. So let me just diffuse it right here. See how it blends? Like it could be just me, but I just had some trouble with this. So I feel like the black shade did help save this look. And I added more black. I don't know if you guys can tell, I did add more black to add more depth, make it more extra glam. Alright, but besides that, I love this palette. The color story is so pretty. Like I love all the different tones. The shimmers are very pretty. So I think on the brush, I haven't really tested them all the shimmers with the brush, but I think wetting the brush really helps, and then I just prefer using the finger, but because I don't like wetting my brushes that often, because I don't want to ruin the pans just in case if they hard pan. So that's the thing. Like even these are a little bit powdery, but especially the pastel shades, like that's no surprise right there. So the thing with pastels, this goes with all the pastels I've worked before, like with the Natasha Denona pastel palette and then some other pastels in my other palettes. I usually just pat it and then I just softly blend. I mean, I do that with most of my shades anyways, but patting it works best, because if you want to blend out the pastel shades, and it's gonna really diffuse it. And also another thing too, I think with this formula, since it's so soft and kind of powdery in a way, like with this formula, you don't have to over blend. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to over blend, because if you over blend, then you're just gonna take off the color. So yeah, and I do recommend using the eye base primer. I did use concealer. It didn't mess up. I don't think it messed up with my blending or anything, but I do recommend it because you need like a base to make it flat and very clean. I love the tones, and they're kind of muted in a way too. So if you're like more of a neutral type of person and don't want to really like step into color, like trying out colors, I think this palette is perfect for neutral lovers. I think it's perfect if you want to try out like more colors. This is like very wearable colors. It's not too dramatic. It's very light, diffused out, very kind of muted tones. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And the shimmers are very beautiful. So this is my first time using Blendbunny Cosmetics like palette formula. I love their highlighter, the Noctilucent highlighter palette. Like I love it so much, and I do love this too. Like this palette makes me like not bored like from neutrals. So this is a neutral palette meant for me really, because I'm more into colorful palettes, that's why. And yeah, it was really easy to make different eye looks with this too. Like it wasn't really hard. So I think because the palette's coordinated by the colors, makes it a lot easier too. So this palette just really inspires me a lot. I really hope you guys find this video helpful, because this was originally going to be just 2 eye looks, and it's because of the background noise. It was so loud earlier, so I just took advantage and gave you guys this additional look. So I'm really happy with all the eye looks I created. You know, it wasn't that hard, honestly. It wasn't really hard to create different eye looks because of this color story and the coordination of this palette too. It was really fun, and it makes me more excited because I really want to pick up their other palettes too. I want to pick up the Surge and the Dollhouse, so I'm hoping you could pick it up maybe in a sale, maybe. That's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.